Today's topic is burnout. Carrie, talk to
Mhm.
us about burnout. What is it?
Well, it's very real,
Yes.
and it's a big deal. It's something we should take seriously. It's a big deal. It has been termed as psychological strain
Mm,
that's just prolonged over time. It has a chronic nature to it. It's like
hmm
a level of stress and overload that has it's chronic. And so burnout results from that.
Yeah. So maybe kind of talk to us a little bit about some of the warning signs. What are the warning signs of burnout?
Yeah. Well, I think that there may be a sense of emotional exhaustion, a sense of depletion, um, tiredness, fatigue.
hmm
I think that's some of the physical things that can be signs, but then there's also this kind of emotional stance of just a lack of empathy,
hmm
um, toward any, I guess, your coworkers or your work or any whatever the scenario is,
hmm
a cynicism just towards life, towards your work, towards others maybe, and then just a sense of a lack of achievement, like you can never really accomplish
mm
and get to the sense of completion and having done something. The there's a sense of um, kind of relief, like there's good feelings that come with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's encouraging for us to talk about this. I mean, for a while, this was probably something we only talked about in the church world. But
Mm,
now I've seen a shift, that this is something that all of the world seems to be talking about now. I'm guessing, I'm no expert. 2020 probably had a little bit to do with that.
mhm.
But how can someone recover from being burnt out? Whether you're in ministry or not, nobody's immune from getting burnt out. If
Yeah.
that's us, how can we recover from it?
Mhm. Well, I think it's kind of the same thing that I mentioned with doom scrolling.
Yeah.
There's a need to accept the reality of it. Like this
hmm
is a thing and it's real, and you need to just know that, and normalize it, accept it, um, and then get really serious about taking care of yourself.
hmm
Um, that I guess the physical side of that would be just, of course, like eating well, sleeping, exercising. I mean, there's always a connection between your mental load and kind of your physical well-being,
hmm
and so they're always kind of talking to each other. And so you want to take care of your body, and then with the mental piece, um, you got to reduce the stressors. You got to essentially reduce the load
hmm
and realize, what am I holding? How many things am I holding? And then what needs to be taken off, or do they all need to be taken off for a time? Like, how
hmm
burnout out am I? Um, and let go of this sense of perfectionism, of believing that you can just do all things perfectly all the time and really well. Um, just come to this acceptance that that's just not even possible. Um, Delegate things to people. Um, just get feel okay with asking for help, because you've already accepted this is a thing, and that you've already determined, hey, I need to take care of myself. So
hmm
now I'm gonna really just kind of be okay with asking people to help and do things, and then create boundaries around yourself. What do I need to say no to that um, that will enable me to recover from this? Because if I don't say no, then it's likely I won't be able to recover, and I'll still be
hmm
in this chronic situation of burnout.
Yeah, I think all of those are really good, very helpful. I know the practical side of it. for me also was just this idea that I've got to I've got to put down this messiah complex that I think I have, that I've got to be involved in everything, and that I'm probably the only person that can help,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
that's a dangerous spot to be in, because that can cause burnout. And I appreciate you saying the boundaries, setting the boundaries, because that's where that comes into play. We're not God, we can't save everybody. That's his job.
Mhm.
Create those boundaries. That's been very helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah.